All right, welcome back to Crypto Talk. Thank you so much for being here. In this video, we're going to discuss HBAR price and why I think that it will explode massively in 2024 when we see a strong crypto bull run. Now, I'm going to share my screen with you, and we will head over to CoinMarketCap and CoinCodex, where we are going to look at the charts of HBAR. We're going to look at HBAR's all-time high. And guess what? I'm going to share with you some reasons as to why I think HBAR price will see a massive explosion in 2023 during the crypto bull run. So with that being said, before I share my screen with you, very quickly, it's important for me to say that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to invest in HBAR or any other crypto for that matter. Think of this content as purely, I want to say educational, but think of it purely as entertainment only. All right, come on, look at this. Entertainment only. Let's go. Hey, in all seriousness though, hey, I'm here to share with you what I think is opportunity, but at the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor, and I cannot tell you to invest in something or to not. I cannot promise that if you invest, you'll make money, because you could invest and lose money, but you could also invest and make a lot of money. What I can tell you is that you have to take on risk if you want to have the opportunity to succeed at a high level. You have to do some things that are risky. And obviously, you want to make calculated choices and take calculated risks to some degree, of course. Because if you do that, if you take the right risk, calculated risk taken at the right time can have massive payoff. So if you think about crypto, crypto is high risk. However, if you identify the right time or a great time to enter the crypto market, then there is so much upside that you could see 5, 10, 15, 20, all the way up to 100 or 1,000x return on your money. Now, not every crypto investment will give you 100 or 1,000x, but for the most part, if you get in at the right time, almost every single crypto will give you a 5 to 10x return on your money. Maybe not something like Bitcoin or Ethereum. You know, they have to obviously move a lot in order to get 5 or 10x's, and while that's still possible, anything under Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can pretty much 5x your money unless it's a stable coin. A stable coin is not going to give you any return, okay? But anyway, you get the idea. In crypto, for the most part, it's high risk, but you can get more multiples back for your money than any other way that I know. You could also, of course, lose it very fast, almost faster than any other way that I know as well, outside of, well, the casino. And well, I mean, if you go to the casino and you put money into the casino, come on, or if you gamble online, like, come on, you'd be smarter and wiser to invest in crypto. But who am I to tell you what to do? I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, so now that you know that, let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we are going to look at the HBAR price. Okay, so we're going to head over to CoinMarketCap. Now that we are here on CoinMarketCap, we're quickly going to look at the HBAR price for like the last days, 7 days, month, year, and all. Now, when you see this price right here, keep in mind that at the time of me recording this video, this is obviously what it's at right now, but the crypto prices move a lot, right? So by the time you see this video, depending on when you see it, you know, it'll probably already be different, right? So, you know, just keep that in mind. Okay, on the 1-day chart, we're down almost 4%. On the 7-day chart, HBAR is down close to 5%. On a 1-month chart, HBAR is up 28%. On the 1-year chart, HBAR is up 121%. And when we look at the all chart, it's down 79.62. Now, this is actually very interesting, because when we look at the all chart here, and we're going to kind of work this in reverse, but looking at the all chart, HBAR kind of was on the scene here in 2019. This is what I'm seeing in terms of the first data, is kind of the final quarter of 2019, okay? So essentially, HBAR had like a lot of bear market stuff right here. And then 2020, at the end of 2020 here, literally right at the end, we go into 2021, new year, crypto bull run, boom, massive spike. Okay, this is a matter of the first 4 months in 2021 for HBAR. Now, it had a massive drop off. Okay, we're talking now, we're in July. Okay, end of July, and then boom, another massive spike. We're talking mid-September. Then another drop off. Okay, and then boom, another little spike there. We're talking November here, and then ever since, just slide all the way to the bottom. Now we're in mid-2022. And again, this is all bull market is over. This is all bear market stuff. Now look at this, 2022 to 2023, literally all bear market stuff. One little pump here, kind of right at the start of 2023, which is very interesting. Keep that in mind. Start of 2023, start of 2021, start of 2020. Look at that. Pump, start of 2020. Pump, start of 2021. Pump, start of 2023. Bear market, but still a pump. Bear market, still a pump. Bull market, massive pump. So guess what? Not saying it's going to do the same thing, but we are early on in 2024 right now. And literally right now, HBAR is primed to do a possible massive pump, especially if we see a strong crypto bull run. We're weathering a little bit of some ETF storms currently, and that's again at me at the time of filming this video. But if we see the market reverse and go up, HBAR could absolutely take off. Now, I'll give you some kind of ideas as to what I think HBAR will do and why I think that it'll do that. Because anyway, with that, kind of idea in mind, we're going to get to why I think it's going to do that here in a bit. I just want to kind of reverse the charts here before we move on. So on the 1 year chart, if you look at HBAR here, early 2023, like I said, we saw that little pump, right? And then obviously just kind of dipping down. Then once we get into kind of October, this is about the bottom here, right? So October, November, December pretty much was all green for most crypto. HBAR essentially started climbing around the 17th of October. And essentially it's been pretty much straight up from there, not crazy fast, but decently just climbing. And then recently, obviously it's had a little bit of a drop, which you can see it reflected in this chart right here. So think about this, just straight climbing for the last couple months. Let's look at it on a month. Again, just pretty much climbing, but you can see it climbs and it dips, and it climbs and it dips, and it climbs, dips, climb, dip. Look, all these climbs and dips. Now guess what? Climb, this is actually a pretty strong dip. So if you ask me, I say now would be a fantastic time to buy HBAR, okay? Everything is kind of sliding a little bit right now, again, at the time of me filming this video. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to do this. If you buy HBAR, you're doing it at your own risk. I personally think HBAR is a great investment, but I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not telling you to buy it. So look at this. I think personally, HBAR is primed for a massive explosion to the upside because again, we're early 2024. And if we see a bull run, then we could see this be kind of the final dip for HBAR and it just absolutely rocket ship to where it's going to go, which we're going to kind of address that, what I think is the possibility for it here in a moment. Stay with me. We're just going to finally look at the 7-day chart. You can notice here, 7 days, right down, and then we had boom, a little spike, and now back a dip down. And again, this here is about the lowest that it's been all week. Starting to climb, of course, here, of course, this is very short term, but it's starting to climb. And I think that if we see that climb continue, again, once we weather some ETF storms, this is kind of what we're going through right now, then I think HBAR will absolutely explode. Again, I'm not saying I'm right, could be right, could be wrong. This is just me making an assumption, me taking a guess at this. So, hey, do with it what you want. If you don't do anything, you already know what results you're going to get, okay? So whatever, your choice, right? But I'm not telling you to do it. If you do it, it's your own risk, okay? Finally, let's look quickly at the market cap, and we're going to go over to CoinCodex, look at the all-time high, and I'll give you what I think personally that HBAR will do. So HBAR is ranked 33 out of all cryptos at the moment. Okay, we are about closing in on about a 3 billion market cap. Now, quickly, let's head over to CoinCodex. On CoinCodex, we can see that the all-time high for HBAR was September 15, 2021. Okay, and we are talking all-time high as 0.56. So 56 cents, it's down still 85% from its all-time high right now. Now, very quickly, just to show you here, if we go back to the all chart for HBAR on CoinCodex, its all-time high was right here, okay? But here, this is very early. Look at this, 12/31, okay? 12/31/2021, new year, January 7th, okay? January 7th, look at this, and the climb begins. Boom. Look at that spike. That spike from January 7 or even January 5, okay, 0.03. So let's even say 4 cents, okay? Boom. Up to here, 36 cents. 36 divided 4. You tell me how many multipliers that is in literally 3 months, okay? So I think that while we could see this right now, it does not mean that this would be HBAR's all-time high, but I think that we could see explosions similar to this. Of course, we need to see a strong crypto bull run. So if that happens, then I think we could see an explosion with multiples similar to this for HBAR, okay? And then again, if it does do that and you got in, you could sell off and maybe wait and see if it would repeat this here as well. It's not said that it will, and I'm not saying that you should do either way, either one way or the other, it's your choice. But if I'm looking at HBAR, I'm looking at this, the first 4 or 5 months of 2024, we're entering that territory where I feel like it's primed for a massive spike. And personally, myself, I'm looking at putting money into HBAR ASAP. But I'm not telling you to do it. If you do it, it's your own choice, your own risk. You're responsible, okay? So whatever you want to do. All right, very quickly, just to kind of finish this off in terms of what I think HBAR will do. So we saw HBAR hit the all-time high September 15. Obviously, it didn't last super long. And September 15, we're talking now October, November, December. That was kind of the rest of the 2021 bull run, right? So, this was still kind of, three-quarter way about through the 2021 bull run. So, I don't know that HBAR would repeat the same kind of pattern, but something to keep in mind, something to think about when you're investing in HBAR. And I encourage you, if you do invest in HBAR or any crypto for that matter, once you've made an investment in it, look at the charts. Try and look at the charts, and with some cryptos you have more data than with others, and try and make your decisions to some degree based off of the chart, but also based off of its potential future outlook. Okay, so we want to make a decision off of those two combinations, because a decision solely off of the charts in terms of what it's done before does not guarantee that it's going to do that again if its future outlook isn't bright. So we also got to kind of look at what its future outlook is, and that's where we're going to get to next, which is getting to that point where I think, like, what could HBAR actually do? If we're looking at HBAR right now, it's sitting at 8 cents, so about 8.5 cents. I think personally, HBAR, let's just pretend that it was a 10 cents. Okay, it's not a 10 cents, but just to make math a little bit easier. Okay, 10 cents. I think HBAR goes to $1 easy, in a strong crypto bull run. Okay, so if you were to invest $1,000 in HBAR at 10 cents, and it does end up going to $1, your 1,000 would become 10,000. Okay. Now, I think it's also very possible that HBAR hits $2. I think that's not out of the realm of possibility. Now, keep in mind, we're 8.5 cents. So I rounded up to 10 cents just to make math a little bit easier. You could get more multipliers off of HBAR if you were to invest in HBAR. If you think about HBAR as an investment, and you say, okay, where was the bottom for HBAR? I would say, okay, the bottom for HBAR way back in 2020, we don't really have a lot to look at with the fact that it was way back in 2020. So I would look at the bottom for HBAR here, okay? 3.7 cents, right? This was the bottom for HBAR here during the 23 bear market. Before the crypto bull market here in 2020, before its explosion, same thing, 3.5 cents. So the fact that HBAR has not pumped a lot yet, if we were to see a market reversal, just give you an example. If the bull market was to get delayed, and you invested in HBAR at 8.5 or 10 cents, worst case scenario, your floor for HBAR is 3.5 to 4 cents. Okay, even though that would suck if your HBAR dropped that low, it would suck, but it's not a crazy drop off, and you will not have that much to go in order to recover if that was a scenario, like if a bearish scenario played out. Right, and if you were to get in now and a bearish scenario were to take place, quite frankly, we're not looking like a bearish scenario is taking place. We're sometimes a little bit of turbulence, but we're looking for bullish explosion. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're lining up for. But I'm just giving you a worst case scenario. If the market was to reverse, you already know that HBAR essentially is around 3.5 to 4 cents in terms of its floor. So it's very unlikely that it would ever go lower than that. Okay. Now, again, obviously, we don't want to see that. We want to see the explosion to the upside, but we covered simply the possibility of if the market was to reverse, if a bull market was to delay, what we will be looking at with our floor. So that if we were to invest, we have an idea, hey, kind of where would it go to if the market was to go down before it went up. Now, again, I think that it's going to go up, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be right. Okay, so ultimately, at the end of the day, we are making kind of guesses, and we want to line up our guesses with what we think things are going to be in terms of what's going to give us the best possible outcome. What's the market looking like? What's the market doing? What are other people saying? What's the news on the horizon, the future, so on and so forth. And we want to make those decisions, even though you might see ups and downs. If you are able to get in and you hold, when we see a strong market, you will multiply your money a lot. I think personally with HBAR, you can multiply your money 10 to 20 times pretty easy in a strong bull run. And that takes me to the final piece before we close out this video. I don't know how high HBAR will end up going, but HBAR could absolutely explode and literally run way past what it did in the last bull market. But I'm going to be a little bit conservative. I'm going to say that it easily hits $1, and I think for sure it could easily hit 2. Okay, not quite as easy to hit 2 as 1, but I think that's very doable for HBAR. Why do I think that is? And that takes me to the part where I said earlier, we have to look at possible future kind of outlooks for this project. So if I go over here, I will go to the HBAR website. And you will see here just a little bit more about HBAR. Here's what I encourage you to do. We're not going to spend a bunch of time on the website or on the Twitter here. We're simply going to give you some ideas as to, things that you can look for and ways to essentially identify why we would think HBAR would be something that could go to $1, even $2 in the next bull run. Okay, remember I said we got to use history, prior data to help us make our decisions, but that's not enough because it's not a guarantee that the project will do well. Because if the project has done well before, but now it's a flat project with no future outlook, then you can make an investment and it end up doing nothing, right? So we want to look at why do we think that Hedera HBAR will explode? So stablecoin studio for institutions, fintech. Anyway, you get the idea. You can go here on their website. You can learn more about what this project is about. Look at the mainnet account created, transactions in the last 24 hours, seconds to consensus finality, average cost per transaction, average kilowatt per transaction. Look at all this stuff. Get a better idea of what this is. Get a better idea of, okay, how active is it? How many transactions, right, in the last 24 hours, right? This shows us that we got some activity. How fast is it? What's the average cost per transaction? This is great because HBAR is a blockchain technology. So if you think about this, Ethereum, for example, is a blockchain technology. Ethereum is probably slower than this and higher, not probably, but higher cost than this. I can tell you that for sure. So think about that, okay? This is where we're like, okay, well, now I could see, is HBAR actually better than Ethereum? Okay, not saying it is. It might be, might not be, but give you some ideas, okay? Now, an open source public network is governed by leading organizations around the world. This is interesting, and this is why I think HBAR has the potential to easily go to $1 or $2, maybe even more. But again, I said I'll be a little bit conservative. This is literally backed by some of the largest, how do they call themselves? The largest leading organizations around the world. If you look at who these, this project, who it's backed by: Boeing, Dell Technologies, Chainlink Labs, Google's on here, LG. There's a lot of them, and I don't know all of them, but literally looking at this right here: Boeing, Chainlink Labs, Dell Technologies, Google, IBM, LG, Standard Bank. I mean, these, and who knows, all these players, right? These are massive, massive players, okay? So to me, something that's backed by these massive players, I mean, if I was to take a bet on something to succeed, this is one that I would take a bet on to succeed, just based on who it's backed by. So, you can decide for yourself. Again, this is me just showing you ways that I go about when I look at a project and I look at its history. Now we want to look at its future and try to identify why we think this could be a 10x or 20x or whatever we think that it could be, okay? And again, it doesn't mean we're going to be right. Could be right, could be wrong, right? But it's all about you learn, you make then your decisions or your choices, and then you allow time to tell you what that will be. And that's simple. And at the end of the day, if you choose to not do anything, let's say, for example, you choose to not invest in HBAR, regardless of what the price is going to be, if you don't invest, you're not going to get money and you're not going to lose money, okay? If you choose to invest and the price goes with a wave to the upside, you can cash in. But again, I'm not telling you to do it. You're old enough to make your own choices, okay? So do that, okay? Whatever you think is the right thing to do. You can dive deeper. Again, we're not going to spend too much time, but I encourage you to dive deeper and learn more about the project. And again, you can literally apply this concept to every single project, not just HBAR, Hedera, like every single project, right? So go to their website, go to their Twitter, and that's the final piece of this video here. I'm not going to go deeper into the website because we're running long on the video, but you can also go to their Twitter, and a couple things to do on Twitter. You can first off check out their own, Twitter account. You could also go to their Discord or Telegram if they have, see kind of what's going on inside their groups on Discord or on Telegram if they have them, and look and see kind of if there's anything that they're posting here. Personally, HBAR, that they don't have a ton of followers, not a ton of engagement here on Twitter. So what I would encourage you to do is then the second step when it comes to Twitter, and go over here to the search bar. And in this way, we have two things. We can type in hashtag HBAR or hashtag Hedera, okay? So what you can do, and you can do this again for every single project, you literally just type in the project, either the name of it or the ticker that it trades by. So Hedera is the name of the project, HBAR is the ticker symbol that it trades by. And essentially you can type in that and look at what people are saying in real time. So what I'm looking for with this is, are we seeing people excited about this project? Are we seeing a lot of people talking about it? If we are, what are they saying about it. Again, you can go hashtag HBAR and then hashtag Hedera. Now, again, we're not going to do too much diving into this. I'm just showing you exactly how you can go about doing this for yourself. So, you're an independent being. You can, make it happen. I can share the information with you, but then it's up to you to go ahead and, dive deeper. And again, just simply trying to understand, are there a lot of people talking about it? If there are, what are they saying? What do they think it's going to do? Why do they think it's going to do that? And again, we can use all of that as a whole to help us make our decisions as to whether we think something like HBAR or whichever crypto we're looking at is worth investing. So with that being said, keep in mind, there is risk and pretty high risk with regards to crypto. Of course, the higher up the list you go, the higher the market cap for the token. In a way, I would say the less risky it is. The lower the market cap, the higher the risk. But the higher the market cap, the lower the risk, but your potential for multiplications is typically a little bit less because it needs more money to multiply and multiply and multiply and multiply. Something that is lower market cap, it's higher risk, but it needs less money to multiply, so it multiplies faster. And it's also important to understand, though, the higher market cap coins, they're more well known. So they typically will 100% see capital influx, capital flowing into them, okay? So keep that also in mind. Now, with that being said, if you choose to invest in HBAR, remember again, it's at your own risk. And if you want to use MEXC, a crypto exchange that you can literally trade hundreds of thousands of cryptos completely free inside your spot account, then use the very first link in the description below. Go ahead and sign up for MEXC right now via the link. First link in the description. And when you fund your spot account, you can buy and sell hundreds of thousands of cryptos, including HBAR, completely free. They're not going to charge you for buying and selling cryptos inside your spot account. Now, you can buy HBAR and many others, but I'm not telling you to do it. So if you do it, you're doing it at your own risk, okay? And if you are unsure of exactly, how much funds should you put in, how much crypto should you buy, where should you put your crypto, because you might not want to have all your crypto all in one exchange. What I would encourage you to do is to get a cold storage wallet where you can store some of your crypto offline. This is considered by many people one of the safest ways to store your crypto. The second link in the video description below, you can buy a cold storage wallet, and any crypto that you buy, for the most part, the wallet is able to, if the wallet supports that crypto, you'll be able to store that crypto offline. Again, this is considered by many people one of the safest ways to store your crypto. If you have all your crypto on, let's say, one exchange, I would encourage you to get multiple exchanges. Either you get decentralized wallets or different centralized exchanges. For example, MEXC is a centralized exchange, Coinbase.com, Crypto.com, these are centralized exchanges. Centralized simply meaning there's a middle person. So when you lose your password, for example, you can go to them and get your password reset. Decentralized, meaning there is no middle person. So if you lose your password, forget it. You're done. You can't get in. You cannot get to nobody to help you. So decentralized is great, but you are 100% responsible. Now, I encourage you to spread your crypto around. Reason being, we saw FTX collapse in 2022, one of the largest crypto exchanges. FTX and Binance were pretty much 1-2, and FTX collapsed. So we don't want to hold all our crypto just in one place. We want to spread it around. Again, a cold storage wallet, different centralized exchanges, different decentralized exchanges. The downside to some of the other centralized exchanges that are not MEXC, something like Crypto.com and Coinbase, they charge you high fees to trade, like 3 to 4% to buy and sell every single time. So, MEXC doesn't do that. That's why I like MEXC. But again, I would encourage you to spread it out. If you go to the decentralized avenues, a decentralized wallet, something like MetaMask and Trust Wallet are some of the most common ones. You can get those and you can store some of your crypto there. Now, you have to make sure that whenever you're moving crypto around, you're using the same crypto chain or the same blockchain where, let's say, for example, if you buy a token that's on the Ethereum network, these are typically ERC-20 tokens, you have to make sure that when you're sending a token from MetaMask or from, let's say, for example, from MEXC over to the MetaMask wallet, you have to make sure you're selecting the same chain, okay? And you don't have to get too stressed or worried about this. It'll tell you in whichever application you're using, it's going to tell you to make sure. What I encourage you to do if you move your crypto around is always send a small amount first. Make sure that amount gets there. Once okay, this amount is here, send more. Okay, simple as that. Not that difficult. As far as if you are to use decentralized wallets, things like Trust Wallet and MetaMask, what I encourage you to do, make sure you write your password down somewhere in a book or on a piece of paper, not on your phone, not on your notes, because if you lose that or somebody gets access to it, they can get access to your wallet. You will also, if you sign up for these decentralized wallets, you will get access to a 12-word key recovery phrase. you want to make sure you write that down as well, and you want to make sure you write your wallet address down. So write your wallet address, your key recovery phrase, these is 12 words, and your password. Those 3 things, write it down on a couple pieces of paper or in some books and store it somewhere safe and secure. If you ever lose your devices or something happens that, who knows, you don't know what your password is or whatever, you can always get into your wallets. And so you never have to be concerned about that, okay? Now, with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, if you found value in it, give it a thumbs up, please. I would appreciate that. It would help the channel a lot. It would help me a lot. So I appreciate that. And leave any thoughts or questions you have for me in the comments below. Any other cryptos you want me to cover in the future upcoming videos, leave it in the comments, and I'll make videos on those coins as I progress. And with that also being said, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you do not miss future Crypto Talk videos. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I wish you an incredible rest of your day. Stay blessed. Let's get this money. Let's go.